DJ, get this thing like it's supposed to be.
I said, are y'all ready, Xperts? Team, how y'all feel? Fired up!
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind.
These choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be.
I never miss that fact, taking big swings, hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag.
You have your own challenges, but you can make a decision. You can make money, or you can make excuses.
You have to have the willpower to pull that power tool out that's inside of you and just go for it.
There's a lot of painful stuff that happened in my practice company. The reason why I grew up this much is because I learned a lot from them. The pain might be not my fault, but my healing is my responsibility.
It was a temporary pain for a lifetime of gain.
If you don't believe in you first, you can never ask someone else to believe in you as well. This is not a fake it till you make it, guys. Stop listening to that stuff.
My name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't playing no games. I just do it.
We need a vehicle, the fastest vehicle that we could find in this industry, and that's what? Superior.
No matter what happens, there's always something to be grateful for.
After death, to be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath. I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as it spread.
9.5 years ago, on January 22nd, 2014, a vision was born. A vision of freedom, a vision of righteousness, a vision of equality, a vision of becoming the best damn financial services company this world has ever seen.
Your belief will build your endurance. You know how you say to someone, hey, let's build your list. What 3 people would you call in the middle of the night if you had a flat tire or something like that? How many people use that line? Okay, are you that person for your people?
True greatness is shown through one's works and actions, the way in which you impact the lives of others. Greatness does not make excuses or shy away from failure. Greatness is hard, but folks, hard defines greatness. Continue to be great, Xperts.
Did my past dictate my future? So listen, I'm not worried about your current track record. I'm worried about where you're going. The past is in your head. The future is in your hands.
Oh, wow. Woo, 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 woo. Hold on, let me get my camera together. All right, all right, all right. Can y'all hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, this morning, we'd like to welcome everybody to the biggest, the baddest CEO meetup on the planet. This is Executive Director Jock Vaughn, and I am zooming in from the DMV. If y'all can, just so I can know where you're zooming in from, let me know where y'all are zooming in from this morning. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me see who we got on here.
We Maryland.
Bowie, Maryland. All right, all right, all right. And if you're a co-host, please help us let some people in. Let them in the door. And if you don't know how to let them in the door, let us know so we can give you some co-host etiquette. And we'd like to thank everybody for helping us out with that. All right. So with that being said, good morning, Xperts. We got a great show for y'all today. Some housekeeping rules. If you have any background sounds, or let's just say put your phones on mute to minimize any background sounds from popping off, because you know these smart devices, they pick up everything. Also, y'all have to excuse me this morning because I will be eating my watermelon. Yep, and I'm eating in front of y'all. So y'all know how we like to do. We are in our tip drill segment, or should I say pass the ball segment. This is where we get stories from the field, from our experts from coast to coast. That's East Coast, the West Coast, North Coast, South Coast. We get it all. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got 3 questions for y'all. Also, wait, real quick. If you got some team members, go the extra mile, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to build our business. Send them a text message. Call them. Say, look, especially if you got, there's an 80-20 rule. Call your 20 percenters if they're not on the phone. Make the call. Say, look, you should be plugged in, because this where the magic happens and where all the nuggets get dropped early in the morning. This is our virtual office. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got 3 questions for y'all. First question is, team, how y'all feel?
Fired up.
Woo! And what's up?
My income.
Income.
And who gets a green sheet?
Everybody gets
Everybody get a green sheet.
Everybody get a green sheet. Yep. We use some slang around here. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get the ball rolling, literally get the ball rolling. And I am going to take the ball first. I'm going to pass it to a young lady who comes with a wealth of knowledge. When I tell you, she always keeps us in mind to follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. So without any further ado, future soon, or let's say future ED, none other than Cynthia Swiggett. Can you share with us this morning?
Good morning, champions. Thank you, Jock, for that introduction. And I will start out with follow up, follow up, follow up. I'm going to go back to educating your clients, thanking them for if they have coverage. If you educate, elevate, and enroll, they will give you referrals. Because I was working on a case yesterday, and use your underwriters, use your risk assessment tab, call the carriers on different scenarios, working on one where one company denied them, but another company, if you call risk assessment and give them the specs of the client, there's great potential that they will qualify. They may be rated, but don't give up on your clients. So with that said, I am following up today. And I am also excited about the trip. So I am excited about seeing the family that I see virtually that I have not met. So looking forward to see you guys in Canada, and just follow up today. Use the 3-foot rule.
I love it.
And with that being said, I would like to pass the ball. I always like to hear his nuggets. Mr. Derek Hostin, he's doing an excellent job. Edie, Derek Hostin, if you could share with us your money-making activities for Tuesday.
Derek Hostin, are you able to come off mute this morning?
I am. Great morning, champions. Great morning. And apologize. Just getting back in from a road trip where I was at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, once a year. Oh, first of all, let me give it back to Cynthia Swiggett. I apologize for that, because she really is awesome, and I really do learn a lot from her every time she speaks, along with many other of the champions here. So very quickly, stay within my 2 minutes. Just came off a road trip, went down the day before 4th of July, got back late last night, but we were very productive down there. I wanted to be able to write the trip off. But a group of Marine buddies and I, we get together every year. There's a group of us who've known each other for like 30 plus years, and we're still like real tight. So while I was down there, though, one of my close friends, I showed an IUL illustration, one on what my daughter's looks like for her IUL, and he has a ton of grandkids. So we started going down that path. He's extremely excited about it. He has a daughter-in-law who's also licensed. He said, but she has never brought this up to me. I said, well, she may just be in final expense or something like that. I said, and also we can collaborate. So he put me on the phone with her. So we're going to have a conversation today, set up to do a Zoom, and just see if we have some commonality there where we can partner up. My belief is that she'll be an agent. Also, we'll get IULs, whether it be through myself her, but more or less expand her knowledge base and that type of thing. Also, while I was there, another friend who hosted us, he loved it as well. He has grandchildren, and I went to church with him on Sunday, so he had set it up in advance for me to be able to come as a guest speaker. So we were able to grab a private room. We had a number of folks who were very, very interested. So as Cynthia said, follow up, follow up, follow up. I have a lot of follow-ups today. Very excited about that. The team is growing. We had a new agent, I believe, came on board this weekend. All I did was provide walk them through it and that type of thing. And they're also enrolled in Excel Solutions for pre-licensing. So with that, I think that's all I have. Good. I'm sorry, John.
No, I'm saying nice work. Nice work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, excited. And excited about next week. I got my ticket ready to go. Oh yeah, I've had my ticket for a while, but ready to go. Working on getting some passports for some teams who have tickets and they kind of drag their feet. So we're trying to do that whole emergency process. So anyway, real quick, I'm going to pass this ball.
Hold on real quick, Derek. While you're doing that, I just want to stop and point out something, shine the spotlight, if you will. You said something, you met up with your buddies and you make sure that you have conversations with everybody. Once you start that conversation, once you get out, and Darren talked about it yesterday for you all that didn't make the team huddle. If you get a chance, go back and check the team huddle out. But he was talking about just making things comfortable. The way that you get comfortable is just like working out, just like working a muscle. Once you start talking, once you start having those conversations and be conscious of those conversations, whenever you're out talking to people, they become easier. It's like I said, it's like working out. When you start to bench press or go and work out, you might feel that soreness at first for a little bit. That's what happens when you're talking to people. You're trying to break out of that, and not for you, Derek, because you've been in sales for a while. So I know talking to people is a little more comfortable for you. But for the ones that seem to be a little shy or a little reluctant to talk to people, just have these conversations, good conversations, and they'll become easier and easier as you have them more often. So thank you, Derek, for sharing and who you passing that ball to. Somebody has their hand up, actually.
Oh, really? Okay. Just before I pass the ball, Jock, on that note, yeah, if they just stop thinking insurance and just have a conversation, like you said, right? Form, family, occupation, recreation, money, the conversation will just flow.
Yes.
So, and then the insurance piece may not happen at that very moment, but it can happen later on. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this ball. Let's see. Is that the Superwoman herself? If I'm seeing my phone right, this lady is just rocking it like no other. I'm just super excited about knowing her, and we also learn a lot from her. So Miss Tawana Chisley, can you come off and rock the mic?
Thank you, Derek. I appreciate you, and I definitely learned a lot from you. You're an amazing, amazing man. So I also want to say yesterday that one of those young men was an extended family member that passed. The man I considered my father, rest in peace, he was his great nephew. So I had a conversation with the young man that's supposed to be my lead actor. I've been trying to get him to either get in the business or get some insurance. He kept dragging his feet. So I called him yesterday and I told him what happened. I said, one of those kids, one of those young men I knew. And he said, okay, Mr. Warner. So long story short, we're gonna set up an appointment for Friday to get his policy in. I said, you got a child coming. You don't want to leave nothing behind for her. Okay. So we're gonna take care of that on Friday. But also, I know I might go over my 2 minutes, but give me a chance here.
Take your time. Take your time.
All right. So last night, after listening to Myron and Darren, I got really inspired, and I was up until 2:00 last night. So when I got up, I was spraying my hair, but I had to spray my face so I could get myself together because I was writing. And if you would allow me to share, I'd like to give it to y'all. It's got to be tweaked.
Hold on real quick. Can we get everybody to say yes that will allow Miss Tawana to share what she wants to share with us. Can we get can everybody come off mute?
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes,
Let
yes,
us
yes,
know.
yes, 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 yes,
Ma'am.
yes,
Come
yes,
on,
yes.
Tawana.
Let's do this.
All right. So
You just gotta promise us you're not gonna cry.
Oh no, no, no.
Okay.
And there's a cuss word, so if you all just bear with me.
All right.
Had a talk one day, just connecting. Asked the question, how's your family? And if you're protecting them. The response was pretty grim. No, I don't. Wait a minute. Oh, the lighting is horrible. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'll tell you why. If I get it, I'm going to die. Thinking, why do you believe this shit? Life insurance is a benefit. Yes, someday there'll be a death, but what happens to the ones you've left behind? You have to keep that in mind. Why do the wealthy know what to do and my people don't have a clue? Had a talk another day. They know they need it, don't want to pay. The claim, I can't afford it. You're right, can't afford it, can't afford not to. Why my people don't have a clue? It's an investment on your life. Protects your husband, protects your wife. Leaves a legacy for your children. Don't have to struggle. It's a WHEN, win, win. So this is what I pledge to do. Keep talking until they get a clue. That's it for now.
Woo! I love it, love it, love it.
Yes, yes.
Creative
Nice,
art.
nice.
That was nice.
And that was a message. That takes skill to be able to put a message like that into poetic justice, if you will. So thank you, Tawana. Wow. Who you passing that ball to? No, hold on, wait. Something you said too, especially if you live in the DMV area, the accident that claimed 3 lives just a couple days ago, it seems to have affected directly more people than we actually know. I mean, so many people had ties to these 3 gentlemen, right? But the point I wanted to make is sometimes we find opportunity in tragedy. You know, when COVID hit, there were a lot of negative things that happened during COVID, but there was also a lot of positive things that happened during COVID. And we can take this tragic situation that happened just a couple days ago, and really, that can be the root of some conversations that we can start having with people. These young boys, they were living life. They were, I mean, they didn't even get a chance to live yet. And their lives were taken just like that. You know what I mean? So those are some roots and foundations of conversations that we can have with people, because people don't know at the blink of an eye, your life can be snatched from you. And the question, I forgot who posed it yesterday, is everybody, is your loved ones, are they properly protected? You know, so this might be a story that can lead into having those courageous conversations with folks that haven't seemed to yet see the value of what we do. So that can be a starting point. So thank you for sharing, Tawana. And who you passing that ball to?
My sister from Dallas. Can't wait to see you next week. What you got going on, Miss Marcella Braggs?
Hey, good morning. Tawana, that poem was awesome, awesome, awesome. Real quick, after we got off the call last night, a young lady, she has, I think, 4 kids. We used to work together at Amazon. And so I had been kind of dabbling and looking for some quotes because we spoke last week. And I said, do you have insurance on your kids or even on yourself? And so she was like, well, I have it through my job. I said, and that's good. I said, but you always got to ask yourself, do you plan on working at that job until you die? I said, also, if you decide to leave that job, that policy stays there. So always have your cushion outside of work in case something happens. I said, and I'm not saying you gotta, just get you a humongous policy right now. Just get you something affordable. So I just kind of played around with some quotes, and when we got off the call, she's supposed to be calling me over the weekend, but she called me last night as soon as we got off the call. And when I ran the quotes that I had found for her, she was very interested. So she told me that today, before she goes to work, she was gonna call me back, and we can, sit down and talk about which one she want to do and things like that. And also last night, we had been talking in DM. This guy I've been knowing since I was little, and younger, but he's back in Arkansas. But he was just like, well, how long you been in insurance? Da da da. But he said he used to be an agent, and so I sent him Eric's video, the new updated video, and he told me he's gonna watch it today and get back with me. But yeah, that tragedy, it was something similar happened last year right after graduation for some young ladies in East Texas. They went to a party and coming home, they crashed out. And I think it was only one survived out of 6 people in that car. And so yeah, so those are the type of stories that I use, because my friend, a couple of weeks ago after graduation, her neighbor's son and his friends went out to get something to eat. And on their way home, it's a lake that they have to cross over the bridge, and their car flipped over somehow off the bridge. So yeah, so life is really short. So we just have to keep putting it out there, and just, unfortunately, sometimes we have to use tragic stories to help open up other people's eyes.
Yes, and Marcella, I'm glad you said that, because that's what I was going to say. You got to be able to relate and make things relative, and you got to become creative. You got to become almost like an artist in this space. And Eric talked about it a couple of weeks ago, where we were talking about framing your story. Get good at framing a story and making the story relative to who you're talking to. If it's something that comes with keeping current in the news, and being able to really just transfer the information, and Marcella, you talk to a lot of people now. Just get really good at being relatable, bringing those options, and then just learning how to close. Which one of these are going to work best for you? Well, let's go ahead and get that application done, and then be quiet. If they're going to resist, they're going to be like, hold up. But you'll find, if you become good at soft closing and going in for the hard close, if you shoot your shot. See, some people over talk sometimes when they got a client wrapped up. Sometimes you can talk yourself into a situation and out of a situation. But if you get good at mastering soft closes and knowing how to go in for the hard close, sometimes that soft close, when you shoot your shot and you don't get any resistance, well, let's go ahead and start the application. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. That awkward silence, don't say anything. And guess what? If they say, okay, boom, go ahead straight to the application. So Marcella, thank you for sharing. And who you passing that ball to?
I see this gentleman who has his hand up. We call him the voice. He comes with a wealth of knowledge, and he is building his team. But not only that, he also assists other people when it comes to help getting the word out there. So Mr. Troy Gandy, the floor is yours.
Let me get to the microphone. Hey, all righty. Top of the morning, everybody. And with, as Brother Jock always says, well, Marcella, let me go back to you. Phenomenal work. As always, it's always good to see you and hear you staying in the car, as Sir Jock always says. And I'll just leave with that, because Sir Jock, that stay in the car thing is something. When you get depressed and you start feeling like, man, well, why ain't nothing kicking off and popping and this, that, and the other? Man, I've been following up with some folks for a good little while, and I had a few pastors that I had touched on One of them actually had it signed up, but never got his study materials. I was thinking, man, I got to figure out something yesterday. And then all of a sudden I get a call from him. And then his associate pastor that has a Hispanic congregation, Impacto, that go along with Impact Ministries. He also jumps on board and says that he wants to get started. And he was waiting on Pastor Mac. So Pastor Mac is ready to, he set an appointment for tonight at 6 o'clock. Going to do something with both of them. And then I get a call from another pastor that I met at Black Entrepreneurs meetup at a juice bar about a week or so ago. He calls me up and he sets an appointment for 11:30 on. Like, man, this stay in the car stuff is for real.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it ain't no joke. So follow up, always remember to follow up. And then when it comes to, I guess, kind of doing a real nice closer, I'm finding, real life situations, practical such situations, such as going every time you leave your home, count how many times you travel on a dual lane highway. Two ways. You going one way and the other traffic is coming the other way. It's only one line in between the two of you. And it's not always your fault when you mess up or something happens. You know, somebody can have a medical emergency. It ain't always a drunk driver.
Right.
And then how many times do, let's say, dual household members, husband and wife, maybe just get in the car and travel anywhere together? And if you got children that are being left behind and you go into the grocery store and you never return, you know, they talk about one of my buddies in Legal Shield always leads with, when have you already prepared your final love letter?
Got to be prepared, man. Hey, real quick, I want to and you're going to get the opportunity to bring up Coach Eric, but I wanted to touch on a few things that you said. First thing is staying in the car. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. If you're always talking to people, right? If you're always keeping your pipeline full. See, the thing is, how do you keep your pipeline full? Let me see if I can get some of the experts from the field. How do you keep your pipeline full? You just talk to people. Talk to people.
Always
Let them
talking
know
to
what
people.
you're doing. Let them know what you're doing. Get that new video. See, there's two types of folks that are agents. Yes, and I had a conversation with a young lady yesterday. As a matter of fact, it was Lady K. And I'm gonna make this quick. Some people have a skill set that exceed other people's skill sets, but it's okay. Like, and when I say that, I know myself, Eric, Lady K is good at it. Takesha's good at it. I've been able to sign up people without showing them a presentation because I know how to frame and craft a story. And I know how to paint a picture that shows people what's possible. So that some people don't have that skill set. If you have that skill set, use it. If you don't, go in your toolbox, pull the power tool out. Eric's new video is extreme fire. Extreme fire. So keep your pipelines full. Tell yourself every day, I'm gonna put this information in front of X amount of people. If you just get good at that, your pipeline is going to be full, and you never know when you think that you're in a slump or something. Troy just showed you what happens by staying in the car. As long as you don't quit and you're doing the activities, you're going to have your breakthrough, right? That was the first thing that I want to talk about. The other thing is just be intentional about who you're talking to, but be intentional about relaying the message. You want to find out if people are properly protected, and then paint the picture of what could happen if an unforeseen situation goes on. Because you hit something that hit home to me about a year and a half ago. A really close friend of mine was driving home with his wife. They were coming from a party, They were less than a mile away from their homes, right up here in Bowie. And I'm not sure what happened, but they ran into a telephone pole. They probably fell asleep at the wheel, and the car exploded, caught on fire. Both of them got burned to a crisp. It was a sad situation, but unforeseen situations happen. Nobody's expendable from these things from happening, and we got to get good at translating and transferring that information and showing people that the importance of protecting themselves and their loved ones. So Troy, thank you for sharing and stand in the car, man. Thank you for sharing and stand in the car. Now you get to bring up Coach Eric, the Soul Motivator.